All right, welcome Fempreneurs to the Marketing and Visibility Q&A. Vera and I are so excited. And for those of you who are listening on the Fempreneur podcast, welcome. Vera, do you want to tell them a little bit about how often we do this and why?
Yeah, well, we do this once a month. We started doing this Q&A live stream / podcast recording last month. So this is our second time doing it, which we're so excited about. And it's actually it's an extension of our Business Accelerator Mastermind, so that we are offering even more information and answering marketing visibility and marketing mindset questions that Fempreneurs have. So that's been really exciting. And within our mastermind group, the women are just doing so amazing. They are showing up on social media. They are hosting workshops. They're holding out their phone like you do, Lindsay, and they're walking in the park or jogging in the case of one of our clients, and just posting things from the heart that are really valuable and are really helping their clients and customers. And it's just so awesome to see that. So we want to bring more Fempreneurs into our community. We want to bring more Fempreneurs into the BAM, as we call it, the Business Accelerator Mastermind. Yes. And this is just one way that we can do that, is by answering questions that we get on a regular basis and that we see women are really challenged with, which is why we do this.
Yes, and we have notes. They have been chewed on by a cat, so they are extra lucky. Awesome. We're going to be talking about basically Instagram 101 for dummies. If you're brand new to Instagram and you're like, how do I even do a post, let alone, maybe you already know what to say, you know what you want your post to look like, but you just don't know how to actually open the app and get a post out there, because there are different ways of doing it. We're going to cover that today. Before we get into all of that, though, Vera, do you want to share a little bit of your story and why Fempreneurs should even bother listening to us? And then
totally. Well, my name is Vera, for those of you who don't know me, and I help women entrepreneurs who feel scattered, stuck, or inconsistent in their business. And I help them get really clear on what's most important to them, to help them take focused action and really start creating those consistent results that we always talk about, but without feeling overwhelmed, because we know that as solopreneurs, especially, there tends to be a lot of work that we end up doing by ourselves, and we can feel really overwhelmed. Now, this work is really personal to me because before I became an entrepreneur, I spent 25 years in corporate marketing and communications. And I also stepped into leadership at that time, which is where my love of helping people reach their goals really started. And about 15 years ago, I went through a divorce, and then I got fired shortly thereafter, which is a whole other story. But that experience really left me feeling stuck and disconnected and like a complete failure. But also, I'm really grateful for it, because it pushed me to rebuild my confidence, connect with my purpose, and really do that deep inner work that changed my life completely. And that's what led me to start my business and to the work that I do today, supporting women, not just with the strategy, but really with that mindset and that self-leadership required of us to actually grow and thrive in our businesses. So I'm really excited that now I get to run programs with you, Lindsay. We partnered late last year. We have a community group for women solopreneurs, the Fempreneurs Success Collective. And it's just really amazing to be able to combine our shared expertise in marketing strategy, visibility tactics, and mindset work to really help our clients build sustainable, aligned, and profitable businesses. Because as we know, we're not meant to do this work in isolation and by ourselves. So we just love bringing women together to grow businesses together. What about you, Lindsay? Tell us a little bit about yours.
So I stumbled upon some really cool, powerful, yet simple marketing secrets back in 2015 when I was writing and marketing my first book. I have two of my books handy today. I normally forget to put them by my computer. These are two of my books, not the first one that I wrote. This is the most recent one, called How to Write Your Damn Book, Woman. These are on Amazon, by the way. When I was writing and marketing my first book, I got really brave on social media, and I started just trying whatever felt right to me. My business coach at the time was literally terrified. He was like, what are you doing? And I was like, but it's working. And I was landing great clients. And I started having a lot of female entrepreneurs asking me how I was coming up with these marketing ideas, how I was finding the confidence to do some of this stuff that they thought looked terrifying, but they could tell that it was working. And so I started teaching a marketing school, which led me to meeting Vera. And fast forward to now, having these community events in Calgary where 40 to 50 women show up, having lots of online events, running BAM, the Business Accelerator Mastermind with Vera. And that's in a nutshell who Vera and I are. So let's get into what we want to share with you today. So the number one question we've been getting recently Well, there's two of them we're going to talk about. I mentioned the first one about just basic how to market, how to do an Instagram post, and how to use your pets, by the way. Use your pets in your posts. They're just going to blow up your posts. And the other one we have a lot, we've had coming up a lot is the niche thing, right, Vera? Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, the niching is really, what's that, Lindsay?
I just said, do you want to talk a little bit about the niche thing that we've been seeing a lot lately, the issue or block there for a lot of fempreneurs?
Yeah, definitely. I'm hearing a bit of an echo, which is, I think, on my end. So anyways, hopefully no one else can hear that. Yeah, niching, it's really interesting because we work with a lot of coaches and marketing strategists and therapists and bookkeepers, and they all are so amazing and have a high level of expertise, and they're really so good at their jobs. And this was me when I started working with you, Lindsay. This is how we actually met. I hired Lindsay to help me with my marketing strategy. But I knew that I could help a lot of people. And we hear this all the time. We ask them, who's your ideal client? Well, it's everyone. I can help everybody. And yes, you can help a lot of people, but that's not helpful when you start messaging or marketing out your services because people don't relate to everyone. If you say I help everybody, how can you actually get how can you get a clear message out to the person you're actually meant to be serving? And so it's very challenging to say that I work and can help everybody, but I also know how scary it is to niche down because it feels like, and I went through this, it feels like if I just say I'm going to niche down to this one particular type of client, it feels like that means I'm excluding a whole bunch of other people out of my potential business. And it feels really scary, especially when we're first starting our business or if we're pivoting into a new line of business. It feels like I need the clients, I need the money, I need to say yes to everybody. And it feels like by being really narrow in our scope that we are going to be excluding people. And in fact, the opposite is true. So it's kind of like this weird business paradox that the more niche you are and the more clear you are and the more narrow you are, I always talk about the dartboard, right? If you can talk to that one person that's the bullseye client, you can be so clear. You're talking about their specific problems and you're going to get comments like, are you reading my mind? Like, how did you know that that's what I was thinking? And that's what you want. If you're too generic, people are going to just keep scrolling on and they're not even going to hear your message, no matter how awesome you are at your job. So I know that it feels really scary. And I think that's the number one thing is to get over that fear and do it anyways, because it's what works, right, Lindsay? Like we need to be so clear in our ideal client.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So as we're answering these two questions, by the way, we're going to have this wrapped up in less than 20 minutes, you guys. So if you're new to our live streams or if you're new to the podcast, this is not like a 2-hour thing. We're going to have you in and out of here in the next 20 minutes. So the first thing with Instagram marketing for dummies, we'll say, we don't need to be like whatever, like
for newbies,
but for newbies is set a goal. Know why you're showing up on Instagram. We're going to talk specifically about Instagram because it is the most popular channel for most of the fempreneurs that come into our mastermind and into our coaching. So your goal should be this. It should be to spark real conversations with real humans that are your niche ideal clients. That's it. So it shouldn't be about sales. It shouldn't be about numbers. It shouldn't be about filling a program. It should be about sparking conversations, which is the beginning of building relationships. So spark those conversations so that you can build the relationships with the right people. The sale is just a transaction. It happens naturally when marketing is done properly. And that's what we teach. Marketing isn't selling. They are two different things. The sale is a transaction. Marketing is the building of the relationship. So these are just real human beings. How would you start a conversation with a real human being? That should be your goal for social media. So once you've got that nailed down, then we move on to step 2 of Instagram 101 for newbies, not dummies. Know your niche. Do you want to talk a little bit about the micro problems and solving the pain and that kind of thing for this one, Vera?
Yeah, totally. Because it's all about the transformation, right? And so that's what I was saying before. Like if you can get into your ideal client's mind and think about what is keeping them awake at night. Like, why are they waking up at 3 a.m.? And maybe that's the problem you solve, is that the fact that they, for whatever reason, they can't sleep. But what's keeping them awake? What are they worried about? What are they trying to solve in their life or in their business? Think about 3 micro problems. So really think about one tiny thing. what's actually a big thing, but think about only one thing that they're really struggling with, and tell yourself or answer the question, how do I actually help solve this problem? Whatever that micro problem is, and that's what you're talking about. And one way to really do this is to listen to the conversations you're having. Lindsay said, right? Like you're getting into DMs, you're having conversations with people in networking events, you're having sales conversations, discovery calls. Really listen to what people are saying. What are your ideal clients saying to you or to others when you're talking about them? What actual words are they using? This is where recording conversations can be really good, or just being really observant. What are people around me saying? What language are they using? And use that exact same language in your marketing, because that's what's actually going to resonate. Yeah. And that's how you start niching down into, that really targeted messaging, and really thinking about what problem am I solving here? Their number one problem, or their 3 number one problems that they have.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to give you guys some examples of this from our programs. We don't really have time for that today. Just know that if this is something that you're struggling with, is niching down and knowing exactly what those micro problems are and how to communicate them, then you need to hop into Business Accelerator Mastermind or a more in-depth program, which is called the Employee to Entrepreneur School, E2E School, which starts up in October, and there's a wait list going for that. So we're going to guide you through all of the stuff we're talking about now. So if you can't figure out how to do this on your own, we do have ways to help you with that. Mm-hmm. So the next thing, step number 3, is actually getting into the Instagram app. And now you know what you're posting, you know who it's for, but you open the app and you're like, WTF, what do I do? So here's what you do. You first of all get out of the Instagram app and you make a video talking to people like they're real humans, because they are. You make your video according to steps 1 and 2. You have it in your camera roll, like in your gallery, in your phone, whatever type of phone you have. And then you open the Instagram app and you type and you tap on the little reel. So there's different options. There's a post, there's a reel, there's a story. There's also live if you have over 1,000 followers, which I used to before my Instagram account got shut down, but I don't have that option showing up for me right now. Soon. So you're going to go to reel, and then you're going to just upload that video as a reel. You can trim the beginning and the end of it if you don't like, maybe your hand was touching something, or you were pulling, maybe you had a little bit of a, we call resting bitch face at the beginning before you're like, oh yeah, I'm on video. And then you get your face together. Maybe you want to chop that little bit off. But often if it's just a little bit of like hand movement, or like, leave it, because AI is putting out these really polished looking videos. We don't want to look like AI. So leave the clunky, sort of rough around the edges stuff on there. It's better. As long as you don't look really awful or scary, then definitely chop that part off. And all you got to do is just drag that, tap on your video. It'll go yellow around the borders and slide the little bit at the beginning over. And then as far as what to put in the caption, put the first sentence or 2 sentences of what you actually said in the video. Simple, easy. If you want to put a full-on blog or something in your caption, go for it if you have that ready. But if you don't have that, don't let that stop you from posting. Okay, so that's going to be how you post from now on. You're just going to make a video. You're going to post it as a reel. Bam, done. There's other types of visual posts that you can learn about, but you don't need to know that now, especially if you're new. You just need to get posting consistently so that you can see what happens when you do that, and you're going to love it. So then you're going to keep going. Yeah. And then you can add different posts to your repertoire. Vera, I wanted you to talk about being yourself and just being confident even when you feel a little uneasy and unsure.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, right? We all feel kind of weird, especially initially going on camera. How do I look? What are people going to think about me? What if I say something wrong? What if I mess up and stumble over some of my words? And what you said, Lindsay, about AI is we will actually want that. People want to relate to real human beings. So don't do too many takes. Like I find for me, I'll just do 1 take. And if it's not 100% perfect, that's okay. Think about what you want to say. Again, put up that picture of your ideal client. Like pick your favorite client, someone you'd want to clone 100 times over, and think about that person. You're talking to that one person. And then before you start videoing and before you turn the video, your video on, think about that person and think, this person, somebody needs to hear my message. This person needs to hear my message. Even if I stumble over my words, even if it's not 100% perfect, somebody needs to hear my message. And it's not about you. It's about your people, your ideal people who are looking, they're waiting for someone to provide them with a solution to that problem that you're solving. So take yourself out of the picture, say, I am doing this for someone who needs to hear this message. It's my moral obligation. This is the purpose of my business, is to help people. Get yourself all riled up, listen to some awesome music, jump up and down, dance, hug your dog. Tell yourself out loud, I'm awesome. I'm doing great work in the world. Somebody needs to hear my message, and then click play. And you're going to have that really confident leadership energy. And then afterwards, if you feel a little bit shaky or weird, or like, oh my gosh, I need to like go regulate my nervous system, then you can go do the things, go for a walk, or, you know, have a glass of water or another cup of coffee. Maybe not coffee. That's probably going to make you more jittery, but you know what I mean? Whatever's going to like actually like nurture you, but get into that really confident energy, and just know, even if there's quote unquote crickets, there's people watching you, and people need to hear that message. So just get out of your own head, do it for the people that need to hear your message. And I promise you, if you do it consistently, like Lindsay said, it's going to attract the right people into your orbit, into your community.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Vera is the absolute best at getting your mindset right when it comes to getting over yourself for posting. I tend to be like really bossy and really corner cuttery and very like, hurry up and do it. And she's kind of like, okay, whoa, like, what are you thinking? And how are you feeling about it? And how can we change that? And I'm just like, just do it. So we make a good team because, you know, we definitely kind of bounce that off of each other when we come up against fempreneurs in our programs or in our coaching that are having a little bit of apprehension around posting. So doing the stuff that Vera just said, having those mantras, like I have a moral obligation, you know, someone needs to hear this, having even just those two mantras written out and having them in your whatever, like have them in your phone in a note section so that you can read them in those moments when you're stuck and you're feeling like it's about you. And what if I'm not good enough? And what if I don't look good enough? It's not about you. It's about the people that need what you have to say. It's about, obviously it's about making money in your business. So you don't have to go get another job, but it's also because you started your business to help people. So go out there and friggin' help people.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you need more help from us, join the Business Accelerator Mastermind. And every Tuesday, we'll kick your butt. No, I'll kick your butt, and Vera will gently nudge you lovingly, and I'll kick your butt. And you'll always have a list of things to do throughout the week. And every Tuesday, we'll send you on your way with another dose of confidence and direction.
Well, and also, can I just add to that, Lindsay, too, like you have the support of all the other women in the community. And I think that's actually such a success strategy, is having people that have a similar mindset to you, that are growing their business, and that have your back. Like, we need to be in the right environment to build our business, because there's so much negativity and so much toxicity and so many naysayers out there that are going to try to pull you back. You need to be in an environment that is supportive and encouraging, and that is always nudging you along and showing you the way. And so this is why we've created BAM, is for that environment. And we also, in between live sessions, we have a private Slack channel. So you can go in there and, you know, say, help me, you know, please keep me encouraged, or what do you think about this post? And so you have that support at all times, which is so key. So join. Absolutely. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely join. Check it out. We also, until the end of May, which is coming up very soon, you get $50 off with code FABULOUS on your first month, and that ends at the end of May. So if you were thinking about joining the Business Accelerator Mastermind, or you know you need the kind of help that we're describing, join before the end of May, so that we'll see you the first Tuesday of June, and you'll save that $50 with code FABULOUS. And you can do that at yycfempreneurs.com. You can see the link. Both of our websites is below our names there. Okay, so now we're going to give you a little bit of a teaser / time management sneak peek, because that's what we're going to be talking about and really drilling down into in BAM next month in June. So Vera, why did we decide that time management and batching was what we needed to focus on?
Oh my goodness, Lindsay, because every single client that we're working with on a private basis is really asking us to help them with their calendar, because there's lots of things to do in our business, and we're all solopreneurs or, you know, really small businesses, and we get overwhelmed. And I know for me, I tend to overschedule things. So we really have a system of how to clear your calendar and make it work for you. And it's so important, because if you don't have a solid calendar scheduling system, if you're not solid on how your energy works and what you need in your business and what's important to move the needle forward in your business, you're just going to be overwhelmed with things that don't really matter in your business. So, you know, we're so adamant about making sure that you have a process for doing this. And it's the number one thing that we work with our clients, is how do you create a calendar that works and that gets all the things done, because that to-do list never ends. So we help women stay really focused on what actually matters. So today we talked about doing videos consistently, doing posts consistently, having an ideal client profile. Those things actually matter, and having conversations on social media actually matter. And a lot of the other things don't really matter as much. So that's why. Does that answer your question?
Yes, that was great. I'm getting body checked by a giant dog right now. Okay, so we're going to do a quick recap of what we covered today. Again, the two questions that we've been getting a lot are about how to just do a post, how to just the technical aspect of like how to actually do the Instagram post. And of course, we gave you even more of that, which is how to actually design your post and what you're going to post. Because we do also have a lot of fempreneurs say the other part of it, which is I want to post, but I don't know what to say. So you've got all of that now. If you didn't have your pen and notebook as you were listening to this or watching this, hit the replay, go back, grab your pen and notebook, write down what we said, and use those steps. They work every time, all the time. And the other question was, how do I start niching down? And is that actually going to help my business or harm my business? And I think you have all heard from Vera and I that the answer is yes, it will help your business. No, it won't harm your business. And yes, you need to do it to earn more money in your business. Your marketing gets a million times easier, right, Vera, when you've niched down?
100%. It's so much easier to know what the micro problems are and what your key message is and how you can really speak to your clients and get that response. Oh my goodness, how did you know that I was thinking about that? That's how you actually build a business and attract the right clients into your business.
Yeah, so we love being able to, take the questions that we're getting from our clients, from our BAM members, and bring them to you all live, in this format. And if you're enjoying this and you want a weekly dose of this, join the mastermind. If you want faster results, if you really want to put the pedal to the metal and get more done in less time, then you need to work one-on-one with Vera and I. I say one-on-one, but it's actually Vera and I with you. So there's three of us and Vera and I team up and help you as quickly and as effectively as possible in a short amount of time. So that's going to be another option you want to check out. You can always reach us on our websites. There's contact pages there with a form you can fill out if you have questions. We'd really love to know what you found most helpful about this video. If you're watching on YouTube, please put it in the comments below. If you're watching on LinkedIn, please put it in the comments below. And just let other fempreneurs know that, you're out there and you're doing this stuff. It really helps other fempreneurs feel not only more connected to you, but just more normal and more supported. So thank you in advance for putting something in the comments. What else, Vera? Anything else?
No, I was just going to say this was really fun. And I really always enjoy answering questions that we get from our fempreneur clients. And we'll see everyone either in BAM coming up in June. Sign up now. You get $50 off your first month until the end of May. So if you've been thinking about getting more help and being in a community of awesome, kick-ass women entrepreneurs, then join us. Otherwise, we'll see you back here at the end of June.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Bye for now, everybody.
Bye, everybody.